Tonight's the night, guess who's back on my block? Rather unique, Bucktown. This on that quiet storm, T-O-N-Y, top of New York, with a pitchfork.
Money back. Money back. Money back. Make it like a money back. Money back. God, I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday. That's just with plastic.
All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25. Call it. At the 26-yard line.
Come on now.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here we go. Everyone's got four down.
On second down, McCaffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Newton dancing to his left. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Set. 180.
And he's got some space here. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here
20.
defensively.
Set.
Now Newton. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Mike Bennett coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Carolina's offense taking the field again. This is a team that you saw in person last week against Philadelphia in the city of brotherly love, and they went in there and got the 21-17 victory.
Yeah, they didn't feel the love on the way out. Philly fans weren't happy at all. Up 17, as you mentioned. This is the biggest comeback in franchise history for the Carolina Panthers. All 21 of their points within the last 11 minutes of play, and they were going against the wind the entire 4th quarter. How about Cam Newton? Really found his touch in the 4th quarter. 269 yards passing. Over 200 of those were in.
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Eagles trotting back out there. You had their game last week against Carolina. What a disappointing loss for Philly to drop them to 3-4. What happened? They were up 17 points.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? And the problem for them, besides blowing the lead, which we'll get to in a second, they didn't score enough when they had the opportunity. They got 17 points, but they had an opportunity really for like 27, which would have really put them out there. But instead, they let Carolina an opening, and they took it. The Eagles are now only the 4th team in the Super Bowl era to lose a game. They led 17-0 or better in the 4th quarter at home. And what a tough one for them. Now, Carson Wentz had a great game throwing the ball. 30 of 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, but ended up having a fumble on the last play of the game, and that ended it, and Carolina won the ball game.
And the Super Bowl champs under 500. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short. So back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. But they've got a 3rd and inches coming up, trying to keep the chains moving. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll toss it to Ajayi. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a run with McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Newton. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Taking it about the 36. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Lion. Shorty.
Wentz now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here we go. Ready?
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Now Wentz. This is Ertz with it, right side. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Wentz again. Sheffield with a catch left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Wentz to throw again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run with a jang. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. He's going to get it running right. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jay Ajayi taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
4 down, 4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go, pal. Hey! Gun. Set. 180. Gun. Check. 50.
From the gun, here's Newton. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 35. A big third down play there for the Panthers. 57 yards.
Well, they just treated third and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
Here's McCaffrey. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling. From the red zone now, Newton being chased out left. And that will be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Gano the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. In for the score. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields it in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
Well, he fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it, and you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone, and that's exactly why he did.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. Ajayi's going to go. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Here we go. That's it. 180.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. Oh, twisting away. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Ready. Blockade it.
They are going to go for it. It's Newton. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now it's Ajayi. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Mario Addison in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Throwing is Wentz. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Julius Peppers. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Fletcher Cox coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw is Newton. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
They'll start out on the ground with Ajayi. Room to run inside the 40. Ajayi's going to go. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Ajayi, 55 yards. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And he keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
Now he'll and that's caught inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. The Panthers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He gets it to Thomas. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. That hell running right through him. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. McCaffrey on the counter. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here we go.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Gun. Hey!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They'll roll him out right. Thomas has got it. Complete. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. Wentz now to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Julius Peppers in there to get in for his 2nd sack of the night. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They run with Ajayi. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wentz. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Set. Great. 8. 20.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Now he'll let this one go. Deep left. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, They've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So the delay of game penalty backs him up. It's now 2nd and 7. This is Ajayi. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he spins past him and into space. 30, 20. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Here we go. 120.
Here's Ajayi. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for 2nd down.
Well, so much for all the time that you spend in practice, because for offensive linemen and running backs to get in sync, that requires a ton of practice time, a ton of watching tape together, a ton of really getting to where you're thinking with one mind on every single play that's called, every single run, because you want to know how your guys are going to block it, They want to know how he's going to run it, what kind of cuts he's going to make, and it's really anticipatory. And when you're really locked in together, you know what he's going to do before he actually does it. On this play, that didn't happen at all, and that turned into a big loss.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. And on the ground they go with a running back. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Charlotte, good night, everybody.